Howdy, 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 and welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi, TV, and movie channel. And you know what day of the week it is. Welcome back to a little
Hello,
sci-fi
hello.
Sundays.
Hey guys,
To a little sci-fi Sundays. How are y'all doing this morning?
Great.
we're good.
Good.
Mhm.
We've got some things to talk about. We've got a few things to talk about. Hey, my mom's here. Howdy.
Hello.
We may be mentioning some Alita 2,
Yeah.
or even some Terminator today.
Mhm.
There are some interesting things to discuss here, but what we should start this discussion with, as always,
Mhm.
what are you seeing this week?
Shall I go?
Sarah, get us going.
Well, I'm caught up on House of the Dragon, except for today's episode, obviously. Watch
Same.
some Star Trek, watch some Silo, and not sci-fi related, but Hard Knocks is covering the Seattle Seahawks this year. So
Oh, really?
First episode of that.
Those used to be so
Okay.
fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's about
Hopefully they
it.
still are. No hockey or anything this week?
Nope. Oh, hockey is like dead right now. It's coming back soon, though. They're starting the season earlier this year, so they added 2 more games to the schedule.
Is it still baseball time or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Mariners
still
are
kicking?
they're there.
How are the Astros doing is my most important question.
For you.
Melvin, sir. How are you? What you been watching this week?
I'm good. Well, this week I actually watched some that I put off for a little while, like Primitive War, Scary Movie, the extended cut, which is the latest Scary Movie, Supergirl, and Scream 7, which is not sci-fi, but hey, what the fuck?
It's horror.
Yeah,
Ish.
well, horror. I mean, honestly,
Oh,
I mean, how many
Scream 7.
times?
Ish. Okay.
It would probably have been better with General Ortega in it, but anyway.
Yeah.
Most things tend to be at this point, unless it's that frickin' movie that she did with The Weeknd, and she couldn't even save that. The Weeknd was kind of dumb for doing that one, but hey,
Yeah.
it happens. There's some duds everywhere.
Yep.
But anything else you've seen this weekend or weekend, all the above?
Well, I mean, the only new thing that I've watched is probably today's release of the dubbed version of season 3, episode 5, I think it is, of Jobless Reincarnation, which is an anime.
That's right.
Pretty cool.
I know
It's
it's one of
annoying,
your
I have to
favorites. It's officially on my watch list as of this week. I know.
Yeah, I've seen your watch list. It's all over the place.
Well,
It has to be
well.
chronological.
it's it is all over the place because I want to do like sci-fi anime. I know my roommate wants to kind of hop on and do some stuff with us and do some sci-fi anime, and I know Melvin would love it too. I think Schmook and I would probably also be pretty interested in that. I'm kind of speaking for Schmook right there, so don't hold me to that. But I think that'd be a fun little thing to get going at a certain point.
Mhm.
So I might have a bunch of sci-fi anime on there. Melvin did help me figure out that half of the ones I had on there were not in English at all and did not have English subtitles. So it would have just been us trying to figure out Japanese for a good part of every single stream. So I had to fix that around just a little bit. Heyo.
But hey, I also pointed out that my absolute favorite anime for the moment, which is Full Metal Panic, they don't even have any dubbed version for that on Crunchyroll.
Why?
Yeah.
But why?
I've got it on Blu-ray, so I have it in English. So screw you.
Okay, there you go. Okay, well, I guess starting off what I've watched the week, I'll start with some anime. I did catch up on the last 2 episodes of Daemons of the Shadow Realm, and that's pretty good. That's pretty solid still. Outside of that, I did watch the first 2 episodes of Batman Caped Crusader, the Amazon Prime Batman. Those are really short episodes, but they're solid. I think I like this season better than season 1 already. And season 1 I ended up liking. Oh, Tony's a Full Metal Panic guy too. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the. I can't wait to find out whether they're going to do an adaptation of the latest novel, which is Family.
Mhm.
It's going to be telling us what happens after if they do. There's no confirmation yet, though. That'd be stupid if they don't. It's a great.
Yeah. Anime's always in such a weird little spot.
Mhm.
David!
Hello.
Which also,
Hey.
I know it's Captain 110A right now, but somebody needs to give us a Captain Caveman.
It's not gonna be me.
Not me.
Captain K. I haven't actually watched the show to know how to do it very well, but Caveman. I don't know how. That's
Yeah,
the best
you have
I
to
got.
find the get
Actual
like an
sound
audio
bite.
clip of it.
Get
Yeah.
get the audio clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This makes
I
sense.
do remember watching it because it was like it was a cartoon when I was a kid, so I remember it. But I'm not doing it.
This is awesome though, Caveman. I got a solid
Mhm.
shout out from David Hewlett the other day during one of his live streams on Facebook, which I thought was really cool because I've never had an actor give me a shout out.
Mhm.
Well, that's awesome. Did he give you the full Captain Caveman yell? Is my biggest question there. Besides that, though, Damon's the Shadow Realm, Batman Cape Crusader, and I did, because I was behind on it, I had not watched the final episode of the season for Rick and Morty, and I did watch that, and god damn, it's so sad. They make them so sad, but they're so good. They're so good. It's a lot less slapsticky nowadays, but it's like really good. After that, I watched the first episode of President Curtis, the spin-off series for Rick and Morty, and that was pretty solid. It was pretty solid. I think that's everything animated I watched this week because I did catch up on House of the Dragon,
Yes.
and it is so good. This is the best season, like all the way through. As much as I love season one, it's hard.
I've still got
to
I've still got to watch today's episode.
Well, yeah, today's
Yeah, I haven't
episode
watched
comes
today's.
out in 7 hours.
Yeah. Ooh, pretty much.
I don't know if I will. I'm going to a friend's pool party this afternoon after we're streaming and everything, and I might have to have an Irish goodbye at a certain point, just so I can go back and watch some House of the Dragon on time for the first time in a month. Because it's so good. I got to Kristen Cole, and I just went. No spoilers there, but just I got to Kristen Cole. What's all I'll say there? And I was like,
he got
Yes.
what he deserved.
yes. Okay, well, Melvin said it, not me. Spoilers.
Lots
Hey,
of dragon action.
it's been a week. It's been a week. So if anyone hasn't watched it, then
Yeah.
Yeah, at
Tough.
this point, the internet's the internet.
luck.
I did see that the day after it happened, or the day I guess it happened. I was in San Diego. Was that episode, and I just saw it all over Twitter, all over Instagram. I was like, great. But it kind of made me anticipate it more, which was cool. And the anticipation made the actual moment that it happened so much even like less ceremonious. It was awesome. It was awesome. I hate Kristen Cole. I hated Kristen Cole. He's just the easiest character to hate. He's such a shitbag. I mean, for lack of a better term, like he's just so bad.
Yeah.
We definitely need to get a fantasy channel up and running soon, so we can talk about stuff like that.
50K. Tell your friends. Tell your people. When we get to 50K, Fantasy Trek hops on immediately. Oh, Captain, he said you use your real name because it's what's on Facebook. That makes sense. That's still really cool, though. That's so cool. David Hewlett is an angel of Jim. I haven't met him in person, but I would love to so much.
Wish he was on the cruise, but no.
I was about to say, I don't think he's on the cruise.
No, he's not.
We're going to meet some cool people, though. I mean, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I did watch the first episode for Special Ops Lioness. And it's always so intense. This was a little less intense than I expected, but it's set up for some very intense things to happen. And it's a really good show. Zoe Saldana. I mean, it's need I say anymore? It's Zoe Saldana. We know how good she is. Past that, I think the only other thing I've seen this week was I did sit down yesterday and watch the new episode of Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah, I have to
No,
watch
I haven't
that
even
series.
looked
I've
at
never
that yet.
watched it. So
I don't know if Ted Lasso needed to come back after that episode. But also, I'd be lying if it didn't make my heart just a little happier for the day right there. I was like, give me some more Ted Lasso. The opening episode for the new season of Ted Lasso is very like, I don't even want to get into it, but like it's very race involved, but it's like, oh, well, we're happy-go-lucky, and this is like everything's all hunky-dory all the time over here in Kansas, and it's just kind of like, I forgot Ted Lasso does this every now and then kind of thing, and I was like, they're really like setting it in their heels in the sand to start this season off. I was like, okay, interesting choice. I don't know if I think it's an appropriate choice or a good choice per se, but it brings us back to Ted Lasso, and that's what we want more of, you know? So we'll see how it goes. I'm intrigued to see the new episode on, I think, Wednesday is when they drop. But yeah, little Ted Lasso after some special ops was needed. You know. Ooh, Moneyball's a great one as well. And James Spader. You can't beat some James Spader.
I've watched most of Blacklist. I think I've got like one season that I haven't watched, so I haven't watched the last season. And I think there's a spin-off as well.
The blue list?
Blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
The red list?
No. I can't remember what it was called, but it's not
the green list.
So I
just naming colors and lists.
I watched like 2 episodes of it, and I thought, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Watched the first 4 or 5 seasons of Blacklist, but got bored after that. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better earlier on than I think they drug it out a little too long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like I heard things about James Spader wanting to come back, but saying the scripts weren't good enough, and then kind of like half leaving for a second, then coming back. I never actually seen the show. That's just, I guess, telephone over the years, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, as we end kind of what we've talked about for what we've watched the week, or watched throughout the week, we might set our sights on what we would like to see in the future, specifically from the man himself, old Jimmy C. And you can't ever bet against Jimmy C.
Jimmy C.
No, really?
You know,
you think?
You can never bet against.
You think you can't bet against Jimmy C? Really?
Well, whenever it's a complete Jimmy C project, maybe whenever it's a Jimmy C outline. That's a different animal. I guess I forgot to answer a couple things real quick before we dive too far in. Tony asked, "How are things with you?" And actually, before we dive into this, I kind of want to tell y'all something. It was pretty fun. Yesterday, I was asked to come volunteer for MultiCon. It's a small one-day Comic-Con that was started last year in LA. So it's more like an LA-centric kind of Comic-Con, of course. And it was specifically last year set up to help with wildfire relief after all the wildfires. So it is a specifically charity-based convention. And this was year 2. They brought it back and had a nicer facility, maybe a few less people than they expected compared to last year, because it was just such a big gung-ho thing. Like, oh, help everything out last year, you know. Less people, but more of a kind of a professional presence this year, I guess, would be the way to say it from what I gathered from everybody that had been there last year as well. And it was a really cool spot. It was at the Skirball Center, which was only like 3.5-4 miles from my house, which is beautiful for not having to drive too far.
Yeah.
There were a couple wrecks and like closed things, so it kind of made it a little less crowded in general, but it was a really cool little convention. And volunteering, I was kind of half expecting, oh, go run food here, go run chairs over here, go do this, go do that, you know, the usual odds and ends when you're volunteering for stuff. But they had paid people to do that. So the volunteers were asked to help kind of, I guess, facilitate or for lack of a better term, handle talent. So the people that were there to get signed, well, yeah, it was actual talent. You know, I think we joked about it earlier.
Guests.
Special guests from talent and such. You know, there were some TikTokers, there were some other YouTubers and stuff. And the whole thing was kind of hosted by Real Rejects. If y'all are familiar with them, great YouTube channel. Coy Jandro, Greg Alba, which a few of them now specifically subscribe to SciTrek. So if y'all are here and hanging, we love you. It was awesome meeting you yesterday.
Welcome.
Literally got to kind of become on a first name basis with a few people that I've watched growing up. You know, not like super religiously or anything, but I've watched consistently growing up at least. So that was really cool. But even cooler than that, I thought, because most of these other people that were volunteering alongside me have done this and are more, I guess, frequented volunteers and such with the company that I guess was running the whole thing. So they were kind of given the cool different people, all this different stuff. And I was kind of given, I was given Coy Jandro and then two other guys, or one TikTok girl and another guy that I think is a YouTuber, Twitch, TikTok, a little bit of all that, you know. And I was like, okay, cool. This will be a little bit more hectic because I kind of have to do three people rather than focus on like one specifically. But it's more like get you here, get you here, get you here, and then kind of keep moving. And here's your own schedule as well, because some of it did overlap. I was like, all right. And about 30, 45 minutes in, waiting to check people in a parking garage, you know, so on and so forth. Just getting people in. Seeing some cool people walk up. One of my buddies, my buddy that actually invited me to come help out was with Daniel Logan all day, the guy that played young Boba Fett in Star Wars, The Phantom Menace and Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones, and all that, you know.
Of course, he's like 30 now or something, right?
Yeah, he's I think 39 or 40. But dude still looks, he looks just as young as me, if not younger. Like, guy is in great shape. He was chill, hanging out. Just had sunglasses on all day. Had like a little speaker in his backpack. Like the most normal guy that you would just see in Santa Monica on any given day. It was pretty funny. But he was really cool. I didn't really get to talk to him or anything. But Zach, the guy that invited me, was like, this guy's awesome. Which was really cool to see. Who I ended up getting stuck with. Because they gave my three away at a certain point. They were like, we don't actually need somebody on these three people. So let's get you on somebody else. And I ended up, you don't look 50. Not quite. Well, thank you. Thank you.
15 maybe.
Oh, well, shoot. I'll take you to 15's better than 50 right now. So I'll take that one. The person I got stuck with all day, the person I was handling, I don't know where Monk is, David. I thought he was going to make it today. Go blow up his phone. Say, Mr. Monk. Blow up our group chat so we can start writing in that little outline thing too. That sounds fun. But anyway, I was the handler too. I was helping. I got the little like details of how to take credit cards for them and stuff like that. I got the little square thing to put in my phone, and everybody that was signing, I was the person taking the cash, taking the cards essentially, and making sure he got from point A to point B to point C to so on and so forth. Well, I got to hang out with Scott M. Gimple all day. I know that name doesn't come off the top of people's head like, oh my God.
I've heard that name before. Who is he?
He was the showrunner for The Walking Dead from seasons 4 to 9.
Ah, yes.
And he is completely in charge of, he is the chief content officer for all of The Walking Dead for AMC. So every single show he comes up with, he's not necessarily the showrunner, and he's not the person that's like detailing every episode out per se, but he's the one that outlines the way the season looks. He's the one that outlines like the idea for the show and continues to do so for every season alongside the actual showrunners and writers. And it was so cool just to pick his brain for a day. I didn't really nerd out too many times. I kind of waited till the end of the day. I was like, it was just fun to be like, I told him literally, I was like, it's fun to be a fly on the wall and actually get to like hear you rant about some things and stuff like that. Schmook, I was texting a couple times. I was like, because Schmook's such a Walking Dead person. I was like, let me see if I can get any questions on this like panel that he's doing, because I went ahead and sat in the audience for the panel for a little bit, because I was like, I could go sit in a back room back here and just drink a Sprite for 45 minutes, or I can just sit here and actually like participate a little bit and get to hang out and watch the panel. So I did. And I didn't get to the question for Schmook. And I wanted to ask him later in the day, we started talking about Obsession and Backrooms, and he's such a film nerd. It was so fun just to go like see someone at that level, nerd out like the rest of us. Especially when we started talking about Obsession and Backrooms. I kind of told him about the little motorcycle club movie that we're doing, and he said, "Y'all are doing it yourselves, like completely not even crowdfunded, just yourselves." And I was like, "Yes, sir." And he was like, "That's the way you should be doing it. That's exactly how you should do it." And he liked the idea of it, and that was really cool.
Right.
I couldn't tell him too much about it because, his contracts literally don't allow him to hear stuff like that. Sometimes he was like, "Okay, I'll cut you if you need me to, cut you off if I need you to," kind of deal. But we just nerd out about film for a while, and that was so cool. He's literally at one point said, "I'm too much of a suit to do some of like the smaller projects that I'd like to do. So I'm glad people like you are out there doing stuff." And I was like, "Yes, yes, thank you." Yeah, he was really cool. It was him and Emily Kinney, and Emily Kinney's a doll. She's the sweetest person. I think I didn't get to talk to her too much, but she was really cool. And there were a few times at the signing table where people would come up and just start asking Scott like in-depth Walking Dead questions and in-depth questions about the industry in general. And one of my favorite parts of the day was just seeing Emily Kinney, who grew up on The Walking Dead in a lot of ways, playing Beth Green. You could see the admiration in her just kind of watching Scott talk. And one of my favorite things to do is like in a movie theater is sit in the back row because you can see everything easily. And it might be the director producer in me and at heart where that allows me to see what the entire audience is reacting to the movie as well. And I kind of felt that same way where I was like, just watching the two of them talk to these people, and Emily Kinney's literally just sitting there just like, Scott Gimple's awesome. And just like it was fun to see her appreciation for the guy that kind of, maybe not the guy that got her into the industry per se, but the guy that escalated her career into what it is and what it can be, and she's being brought back for a special episode of Dead City, which I've haven't watched The Walking Dead in a long time, but it was kind of convincing me too, just a little bit. It was a really cool day. It was really neat to actually be able to hang out with him all day and now be on a first name basis with the guy. That was pretty cool. He would know me if I saw him in a crowd, and that's really cool. He suggested a couple little fun local spots to play Magic the Gathering and D&D because he goes with his son all the time. And I was like, I've been told to go to these places by my friends already. Now you might be the cherry on top or the whipped cream that says, all right, let's do it. Let's go there. But, YouTube is reminding you about some great films, Excalibur, etc. Very much so. Oh, I have an extreme amount of time on my hands. Would love to help out with some of the Stargate stuff somehow. How do I contact? Ooh. Well, I just contact the SciTrek email. I think that'd probably be the easiest.
Right.
SciTrek
community page, I guess, but then everybody sees that. But
yeah, if you want to community page would be a great spot to kind of not rile people up, but rile people up in the fun kind of term of the sense, sense of the term, whatever I'm trying to say.
Right.
But yeah, if you want to directly contact Sci.Trek1 is easy, or just DM me on Twitter or Instagram or anything, or the SciTrek accounts, either one. Her character was so boring to her last season, and they killed her. Her character was the sweetest, nicest character there ever was, and then
but it doesn't mean she wasn't boring. That doesn't mean she wasn't boring.
I never found Beth boring. I maybe underdeveloped until the last season and a half she was in, and they kind of went over some of that, I guess, in the panel, which should be released somewhere. I don't know if it already is or not. If they've edited it down or not. That's an alliteration. But I don't know if Multigon even has a YouTube channel for itself. Maybe it's just on Real Rejects. Either one. It was really cool. It was a really cool day. So that's what happened to me all day. That was fun. Now,
enough about you.
Enough about me. Let's dive into what you, chat, and you two. Oh, wait, this is difficult. I'm not okay. I'm gonna give up. These two. These two. I don't know anymore. You know what I mean. What do we want to see from James Cameron? You thought I was done talking for a second, but I might need some help because I've talked a lot the last few minutes. You ready to read an article?
I'll help you out.
Sure.
Mute. Okay, so Sarah, it's just you and me.
All right. We have the power.
Yeah. So what?
I literally didn't know if you took me out or not for a second because I clicked onto the article. I was like, do I talk?
I literally just all I did was mute your microphone for a minute.
Right.
So yeah.
Oh, I can't scroll it though. You have to,
Oh yeah. So yeah, James Cameron implies he's done making Avatar films and is ready to move on. The director said after 21 years in the world of Pandora, he's now pondering the projects that would do the most good. Max Pilley wrote this 3 days ago.
All right.
Yeah, but haven't this been sort of mentioned a few times before? I'm pretty sure I remember a few articles that where Cameron's actually said, "Oh, he's done with Avatar movies."
Yeah,
and then another one comes out. It's like this is like a ritual that they do or something, because I'm pretty sure it happened for the last two.
No, not the last two. He was
talking, or at least the last one.
Last
you know, it's just like.
Well, since the last two,
three,
he has
he's
been
not doing anymore. Now it's after 4, he's not going to do anymore.
Well, no, he was always going to do 1, 2, 3. He has never been sure if he's going to do 4 and 5, and this still kind of has a little. It still begs that question per se.
I think what is happening. I think for the next two, I think he has the writing credit, because I'm pretty sure the screenplays are pretty much done. Because I mean, he's had so many
been done
years
for a long time
to bloody work on them. It's just been the budget, finding the budget and the time to make them, right? Because they are big movies. They're long. I can't remember how long.
Well, they've already filmed part of
Ash was,
because 4 is going to have a time jump as well.
Yeah.
So they've already filmed the pre-time jump part of 4. So hopefully that means they can kind of move a little bit faster. It is crazy that it's like 2029 to 2031. I'd like it to be a little sooner than that. I don't know why it would take that long if they've already filmed part of it. I don't know if they've actively started filming the 4th film.
And unless the time jump means a lot of things have changed, like visually.
Well, I mean, does IMDb say that it's in production yet, or is it still post-production?
Only 1.5 bill. Not a failure at all. not remotely. It could have made a little bit more money, sure. But I think the 4th and 5th ones have maybe a little bit better viability to make some more money than.
Well, according to what I'm looking at on IMDb, he has the upcoming Avatar 4 and Avatar 5. Apparently, they are filming both, which doesn't make sense. I mean, they're big projects, so.
Well, yeah, and it takes them years to film. It's a full thing. But let's get through this article first, and then dive into some IMDb and dive into some more stuff. James Cameron has suggested his time making Avatar films may be coming to an end, and he's now considering other stories. The legendary filmmakers directed all 3 entries in the fantasy sci-fi franchise to date, most recently last year's Fire and Ash, and 2 further Avatar films have already been announced. But in a new interview, he's hinted that he's now looking to move on to other projects. He was speaking after receiving the 2026 Governor General's Performing Arts Award for Lifetime Artistic Achievement and was asked about what he sees next for his career. That's exactly the question of the hour for me, because there's been a lot of momentum in the Avatar universe for me across 21 years at this point, because we started in 2005. He said, I took a little time off to build a submersible to dive to the deepest spot of the planet, as you do, but then I came back to Avatar after that, and it's been kind of an unbroken continuum. So this is the point when I'm looking around at the landscape and thinking, what are the other stories I want to tell? How many of them do I need to direct myself versus writing and or producing and working with other filmmakers? He explained that he has mapped out potential projects, pondering the question, what will do the most good? Anybody want to hop on?
Sure. I started looking at all the projects I'm fond of and saying, how's that going to improve our condition? How's that going to make the world better for my kids? He concluded, and I haven't made those decisions yet. I'm still in this liminal state, mapping out kind of the last act, if you will. And I don't know if that last act is a year or 20 years, but we'll see. Avatar 4 and 5 remain scheduled for 2029 and 2031 respectively, and part of the fourth film was reportedly already been filmed, but after the release of Fire and Ash, Cameron implied that he has now planned to pull back from being as hands-on with every tiny aspect of the process. He also said in May he would ideally like to make the next 2 films in half the time for 2/3 of the cost.
Which would be wonderful. Well, Melvin, you want to jump on a little bit?
No, I'm not very good at reading.
Oh, we got you then. NME gave Avatar Fire and Ash 3 stars, noting the clarity, dynamism, God, that's a weird one, and sheer scale of the action is near enough unparalleled. You said you couldn't read, and I immediately messed up. And it's hard to argue you don't get your money's worth. Still, Cameron's going to have to think outside the Pandora's box and change the game for any future installments. The 2009 original remains the highest-grossing film of all time at over $2.9 billion, while 2022's The Way of Water sits at the third on the all-time list with $2.3 billion. Fire and Ash was less wildly successful, but still performed well, grossing $1.5 billion. So, thoughts.
Yeah. Well, you would think after putting all the work to set everything up that doing the last couple would be easy because you'd already have pretty much the world built, the sets built, the technology figured out.
All the assets for behind the scenes.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's probably gotten easier and cheaper just because if they have a volume space to do the.
I mean, they have full
really,
sound stages that have been built out for this stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to be able to go down there and like if they have tours of that kind of thing, I would love to see it. But yeah. Now that made me lose track. I hope they can get put them out just get it done. I don't know if the last 2 are probably going to do as well as the earlier ones anyway, because at this point it's kind of old hat. I mean, people still, I guess, I don't know if they come up with a compelling story to end it, not just kind of continuing what's been in the first 3. If they can, do that time jump like you were saying they're supposed to and somehow add a new twist or something to it, that would keep it interesting, I think.
Well, you know what? I think that new twist already is, and it should make the film a little bit cheaper, but also maybe not. It'll be where the most. I mean, you're going to spend so much money just making Pandora one way or another. That's hard not to think that Pandora will be the most expensive part, but Earth might be the most expensive part because it's going to be Pandora coming to Earth on the fourth and fifth films, to a degree. I don't know exactly what that means yet, but we'll get some space travel.
Isn't that supposed to have something to do with Gaia, which is our Earth spirit, our planet's Earth spirit?
I think there's
it makes sense.
Supposedly.
Since they're kind of saying that, Pandora, is that the name of the planet?
Pandora.
Yeah, has that kind of life.
Awa. Awa's so cool. The end of that movie is so cool. I love the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fourth and fifth one have the chance to kind of
Steve.
go away from that. Also, howdy, Steve. Toy G himself. I don't believe they have titles yet. I don't think they really release titles until they're ready to kind of get the film moving and grooving a little bit more.
Right.
But as Melvin just said, IMDb does have Avatar 4 and 5 listed as filming. And I think they are. I don't know if it means.
I think it kind of makes sense because I think is 4 and 5 supposed to lead on to each other?
Yes. Right. Yeah. They're supposed to be
filming them.
So basically, it's like a part 1 and a part 2, essentially.
Well, kind of like how Way of Water and Fire and Ash were originally one 5.5, 6 hour film that Disney was like, no, you're not doing that. So it got pushed into 2 films, and that might be why some of the little plot points in both those films kind of correlate a little more frequently than some like. But I think 4 and 5 are going to be on a similar kind of route.
Right. I mean, it makes sense to just film them both together too and just get it done.
Yeah. Especially for something that you know is going to be financially viable. I mean, there's very few ways it won't be. Peter brings up a point that I think we're gonna actually. It's a great point to kind of bring into the topic at hand. I think James Cameron has major control issues. I would say the exact opposite. He's really only done 2 Terminator movies and has kind of helmed the rest of the franchise from behind the scenes. Even something like Alita Battle Angel that he wanted to do for literally just as long as he wanted to do Avatar. He said, I'm not going to be able to have the time to do this because I need to devote my time towards Avatar films. I'll help develop it and get it going. But here are the reins for that, Robert. I can't even say words today. Robert Rodriguez. So I don't know if he has major control issues. I actually would say quite the opposite. Does that not mean that he still wants his kind of finger in every pie that he can put it in?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Probably. But then again, Steven Spielberg has 15 movies he's producing at any given time.
Right.
And perhaps only Avatar. And I think it makes sense for Avatar. But
yeah, that's his baby
article.
or whatever. Yeah.
This article kind of dissuades that maybe a little bit by saying he's open to having other people direct 4 and 5. And he's has said that before. Ready Player One was just a big paycheck for Spielberg. That was just like, Spielberg has some fun. And honestly, I'm so excited for Ready Player 2 still, though.
Yep, me too.
Well, oops. I did it the other day, so we had to switch off, y'all.
Is Melvin wearing SciTrek merch?
Nope.
It looks like
we kind of switched it out. Last time, me and Sarah were both wearing SciTrek stuff, shirts, and you weren't, apparently. So
I know, so I had to put a hat and a shirt on today.
Yeah. No, I wore Mariners today.
And the Astros is under it, right?
Nope.
I think you know what mine is.
Yeah.
Is that from Doctor Who?
Oh, Orville.
Oh, I know where that one's from.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that one's from.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
No.
Little Battlestar Galactica.
Just join us tomorrow, people, for
hey, patrons. Yeah, come join us for our Caprica watch through. We're over halfway. This is our over halfway point now.
Yep.
We're in the end game until we get to the miniseries, which I'm ready for. But yeah. Okay. So literally what Peter said, essentially, JC, major control issues, maybe not super major control issues per se, but do y'all see, and this is open to chat as well, of course, do y'all see James Cameron's next project he's directing as one of his mainline things? Do you think, of course, he's kind of helmed Terminator up for a long time. Could he come up and do Terminator frickin' 7 or 8, whatever it is, and breathe some new life into it? Do you see him going right back to the Avatar franchise and finishing out 4 and 5? Because if he can film it in half the time for 2/3 of the cost, if it's half the time, how long it takes him to make one Avatar film, he can do both these in that same amount of time. I'm not convinced he's not going to say, you know what, let me just finish 4 and 5 real quick. But he might. And if that's the case, do y'all think more Terminator? I know, Melvin, you mentioned Aliens a little bit. I think Alita Battle Angel would be kind of on the docket for him, maybe, because I know he wanted to direct the first one.
Well, as far as I know, Alita 2 has been kind of in the works for a while.
Yes.
It has been talked about a sequel. I think he's even said that he wants to do a sequel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of... Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Battlestar Galactica, I do have the classic model.
Yes, the classic.
Battlestar. The original. Galactica. The best. I do like... I love the classic.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, sir.
Beautiful.
I'm excited to see it on the shelf. But yeah, if you really had to think and you know, put your cap on for James Cameron's shoes here, where do you think his brain's at? Do you think he wants to do something original, or he's got some franchises?
I have a concerning feeling that he's kind of going to move towards doing the next Terminator movie.
Why would that be concerning?
Oh, here we go.
The last two.
I was about to say, let me tee this one up real quick.
Well, I had an idea of something I would like. Anyway, go ahead.
The last 2 or 3 Terminator movies have not been that great. Let's just put it that way. Oh well, I mean, you had Salvation, you got Genesis, and you got Dark Fate. There haven't really been any, particularly good Terminator movies. It's just, I mean, for Genesis, the only good thing is that we had Emilia Clarke. That's about the only good thing about that movie.
Yeah, but okay, if he does go back to the Terminator franchise, do you not think that would breathe not new life per se, because he's been there since day one, of course, but do you not think that would breathe I almost want to say talent into it, but also oh my god, what's the guy's name? It's not TJ Miller, because that's the comedian from Deadpool, but who directed Dark Fate? Because the director is awesome. Is it Tim Miller? Tim Miller. Yep. He directed Deadpool. He directed was it? Oh, Tim Miller director. He did Deadpool. He did Secret Level. He's because he's done so many other things. Well, show me director. Oh, it's not going to show me director. Anyway, the guy's super talented. Uber talented. Hey! That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to see. And thank you, Mom. Wear it everywhere. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
You might be able to bring some goodness to it, I guess. Kind of revive it a bit, where it's kind of gotten a little whatever. Maybe he could bring it back to its roots.
And he's just such a talented filmmaker that you would hope that if he does it himself and actually has his fingers on the project, that it could be good. But No-Go brings up a good point. He's been there for Salvation, Genesis, and Dark Fate to pin some of the scripts, to be there in the background, to pick the right directors to do the different projects, and none of them have turned out the way that any of us hoped. I would specifically probably put that on James Cameron.
If anything, I mean, if anything, if he does do another Terminator movie, I would like to see something set in the future, kind of like what Salvation failed to give us. Like the proper war against the Terminators, war against Skynet, a proper one, not just screw the time travel for a movie for a change. Because we've always had it. We've had it constantly. Except, I mean, it was even in Salvation for it. So, yes, I didn't send anyone back, but they were literally. So it'd be nice to have a decent war against the machines. With all the classic machines, not the crappy ones that we saw in Salvation. I mean, yes, they look great, but they're not the same. They're different. Proper hunter killers,
While we're thinking about that specific thought and James Cameron coming back and specifically coming back with Terminator stuff, do we remotely even want another Terminator movie? At this point, AI is just so constant in our lives that there's
You'd have to come up with like a clever twist somehow. Otherwise, I think what more is there to tell about Terminator except for to see, I guess, what the war actually was like? But I don't know if that's enough.
I'd rather just watch iRobot. I think we're at a point in society where it's kind of like, do we need more films about this? Because we're living it kind of at the same time.
Right.
And I don't know if he has much more to say in there. I mean, maybe we're totally wrong. But like we said, I don't necessarily specifically put the downfalls of the last 3 films on him, but he has had his fingers on the dial for each one, and that dial hasn't been tuned up right. It's like Peter just said, 42 years. It's kind of done at this point.
Yeah. I would agree.
Is there a world where you think Terminator can come back and actually be? Cause I guess there is a way. I'm not thinking about the aspect of Terminator might be the most poignant thing out there currently in a lot of ways. We are watching it and living a lot of things like that. But does that make an interesting project to have a 7th or 8th or 9th movie, whatever the hell we're on at this point? Like,
right. Unless you wanted to do something that kind of puts a nice bow on everything, you know what I mean? Like whatever problems there were, like kind of retconning things or something, or, you know, somehow bringing it together so it ends on a good note. I don't know what kind of story that would be.
I can't see them. The odd thing about Terminator films are they're depressing. They are they're the definition of.
And I don't mean happy by like nice bow. I just mean, you know, complete the story.
But they're all like happy and like a cool factor. It's like it's cool enough where you're like, okay, there's still hope, and we're gonna actually have some like. There's gonna be something to hang on to that's optimistic by the end of a Terminator movie, no matter which Terminator you're watching. Typically, even though there's an overarching kind of thread of dread that kind of coincides with Terminator stuff. But I don't know if there's enough story to tell within there. Like, I know Steve's joking here, but they'll send a Terminator back to the Wild West to take out John Connor's great granddaddy.
Exactly.
That's kind of where we're at. You know? Like,
well, I mean, wait, if you go by Dark Fate, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but there's stuff that happens at the beginning of that. Which
you spoiled 2 weeks ago from House of the Dragon. Give us the entire plot synopsis.
How did I spoil 2 weeks ago from House of the Dragon?
Kristen Cole.
What about it? You mentioned it.
I know, but I didn't. I was avoiding the.
All I said.
I never remember what we talk on live and what we're talking about like after.
No. That was what we just started off. Like 40 minutes ago. But yeah, like, do you think there's life left at all?
Not on the big screen.
A little bit.
Maybe on the small screen. I mean, they did try the anime with, was it Terminator Zero, was it?
Yeah.
They tried it with anime. So, I mean, that was okay, I guess. It wasn't that decent. It was good. It was okay, though. It was just another Terminator concept. But I mean, when you think back to Dark Fate and where that left it for the big screen, it's like, well, you know, you know, that's the reason you don't want another movie, because that was essentially an attempt at them kind of doing a reset in a way, I guess.
I still haven't seen Dark Fate. That's the one I just couldn't bring myself
this is the problem. This is the problem. See, you haven't seen it.
I think I saw so. Salvation is the one where what's his name yelled at people, right?
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't have the light in my face, or whatever it was. It's just like,
well, if you put it this way,
somebody walked his line of sight or something. Yeah.
Terminator has been on a very steady decline since 3. It's been going downhill ever since 3. So, I mean, the anime was probably their attempt at trying to bring it to a different audience by having it as anime in the first place. But I don't know. Yeah. Maybe some more small screen, like the Sarah Connor Chronicles, possibly. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind them if that came back, but they won't bring that back. But something similar, maybe
starting to go somewhere, and then yeah,
it really was starting to go somewhere. And Summer was brilliant in that.
Yeah, that's Summer Glau and Lena Headey, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I don't remember who the guy was. Anyway, doesn't matter.
No, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
but I mean, that was a great concept.
That was like on Fox, wasn't it? I guess. Oh, because is Terminator a Fox property? Probably. Or no?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe it is.
Probably.
Well,
anyway, but I don't know. Just the whole thing of like, you know, we develop AI. AI thinks humans are bad. AI kill humans. It's kind of like so. Like, I mean, it was interesting, I guess, at the time that Terminator came out, the first couple movies, but now that's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. That's kind of such an old story and such a part of our culture now, that storyline, that it's like, is it that interesting anymore?
It's Like I think we've seen more interesting, newer thought processes of similar concepts. I mean, obviously, maybe not the time travel aspect.
Right. I mean, there needs to be
the
something
robot
that's
stuff.
I guess more complex than just the AI thinks human bad. You know.
The easiest, I
Mhm.
think, example of that comes to mind is, do you remember the Gareth Edwards, the creator, from a few years ago?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
That I thought should have been. That feels like it could be a Terminator movie to me in a lot of ways. If the Terminator wanted to kind of not necessarily make AI good, but kind of
Right.
say, hey, if you're creating sentient beings, like you can't just send them to their destruction right after. There needs to be some semblance of an actual society that you allow to
Hmm.
prosper, or at least foster themselves into a good
Right.
new form of literal species, I guess, of humanity, whatever the best way to call it is.
Hmm.
I don't know why the creator didn't do better either. It was an excellent film, and it was beautifully shot, cheaply done, like not in like a cheap
Hmm.
manner, but like it didn't cost a whole lot to do it. It was
Right.
beautiful, and it was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. That would be the only type of angle I think that they can take to breathe new life into the franchise, unless they were to go that Sarah Connor Chronicles, like y'all mentioned.
Right. Hmm.
So, Terminator, well, probably not.
Yeah.
Sarah, what else were you thinking?
Well, obviously, this is something that's not anything he's done before, and I think there's other people working on this. But I would love to see him do a remake of Logan's Run.
Oh,
I think I
Whoa.
thought that there is something in the works, but I don't know. But
I think he's actually supposed to be doing a remake of another classic. Was it The Fantastic Voyage? He's supposed to be doing a remake of that, if I remember rightly,
okay,
as well.
which is love of submarine stuff that kind of makes, or no, fantastic. That would be a good thing to remake. That's the one where they shrink down and go in the human body, and right.
But I
That's
don't
amazing.
know. I don't think there's anything confirmed, but it's been it's been talked about for a while now,
Hmm.
and I think Cameron was tapped to at least direct it or produce it.
Yeah.
Which might be
Okay.
good.
Well, it is
But,
taking
yeah.
a mini submarine through a human body, right? Basically.
Well, hey, Inner Space. Man. Great
Yeah.
movie.
Inner Spacesuit.
Oh, Inner Space. Inner Space was a pretty good movie. It's cute.
Yeah, it was.
And it's, I mean, and it was, the effect, I think it was pretty cool. Yeah. Isn't that where Meg Ryan and him got together from that movie? I think so. But
That makes some sense.
mhm.
So whenever I look up the Logan Run new movie,
Mhm.
this pops up. Warner Bros. Has spent over a decade attempting to develop a remake of the 1976 sci-fi classic Logan's Run, most recently attaching Simon Kinberg to write, produce, and eventually direct alongside producer Joel Silver and screenwriter Peter Craig.
Mhm.
However, the project remains in developmental limbo.
It seems like it would be such a good remake and pretty relevant. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So it's in developmental hell.
Hmm.
It's cycled through numerous high-profile directors and writers,
Right.
including Bryan Singer,
Mhm.
which that's a good one to be gone of.
Right.
Alex Garland would have been awesome.
Mhm.
I'm not familiar with Nicholas Winding Refn. We'll have to do a little search.
Yeah.
But Simon Kinberg has taken over.
Mhm.
He views the property as a potential young dystopian tentpole franchise akin to the Hunger Games,
Mhm.
given that the original 1967 novel predated many modern young adult tropes.
Mhm.
While deals and script drafts have periodically re-energized the production pipeline, the movie's currently listed in an unconfirmed or stalled active development status with no official
Right.
green light
Yeah.
release date.
That's a good
Just
point.
seems one that's
Peter.
just it's so ready for like a reboot of it. It's just
It is. And
Mhm.
with Simon Kinberg attached to it, I love some
Mhm.
Simon Kinberg. His directorial debut was not great, but he's definitely gotten better over time.
Mhm.
His writing's always been solid. Maybe besides his directorial debut, Dark
Right.
Phoenix was not great.
Mhm.
But he's the guy that brought us Star Wars Rebels. He wrote a lot of the newer X-Men stuff. All of the X-Men First Class stuff and on
Mhm.
was him and Matthew Vaughn, him and the writing helm. And whenever Matthew Vaughn left the directing chair is whenever he kind of hopped on, and it was his first time ever. So probably not the best time to learn how to direct on the final movie in a franchise, but that's a whole different thing.
Right.
Oof. Great joke, but oof. Oof. Oh yeah. Lordy. God. I forgot where I was. That just made me laugh so hard, but also like, oh God.
You're just talking about some writer. What was it?
Oh, Simon Kinberg.
Oh yeah, the guy that's
Simon Kinberg
supposedly has it now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It'll be a minute if that's the case, because he's now tapped to write a whole trilogy for Star Wars movies. I don't know if that's going to be alongside Starfighter or not. I hope it's completely in its own little section and they're doing their own thing.
So they're going to do a new trilogy of failures?
I don't know. Kinberg's great.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I mean, the way that I think them saying, "Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do a trilogy." It's like, well, hang on a minute. Why don't you just do a movie to see if anything's changed since KK left? I'll just do a movie and see if the audience, what the audience reaction is.
That's going to be Starfighter.
Yeah. Well, it depends because will KK still have the producer credit for that?
She will. I mean, she's gonna have a producer credit for a few different things, but that doesn't mean that producer credit can also be as important as producers are. And I'll love on producers all day, every day. There are times when the producer's credit is very much here's a credit for you, pal. And
but she's. I think if I remember rightly, isn't KK going to have a producer credit for any film that she greenlit, any any project that she had already greenlit up until her leaving?
Yes-ish.
Yeah, because it's part of the deal that when she left, when it was part of what they.
Well, she's still going to be an active producer throughout Lucasfilm and other Disney properties as well. So that's just part of it. Par for the course where she was. That doesn't necessarily mean.
I agree, Peter. Reboots aren't doing great.
No, they're not. I mean, what do you mean?
They rarely do, though. They rarely do.
You don't think Moana reboot live action is the most successful and best movie of the entire year?
That wasn't really a reboot. That was just live action.
I haven't even seen it. But it was like House of the Dragon. Well, not House of the Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon. Same thing.
I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon at least was like 2009. It was still
They're not old enough. They're not old enough to justify a remake.
I'm with you. Another 5 years from now, maybe.
Yeah, especially, and also all the other stuff that happened. But I mean,
for How to Train Your Dragon, for Moana, give it another 20 years. I mean,
did they do the same for the Little Mermaid as well? It's like, what the fuck? You can go back even further.
I agree.
I mean, the only one that I think that did well was probably Beauty and the Beast. I think that's probably the one that did best out of all the live action remakes. That
one was actually good. I watched. That's I think the only one I watched of those, and it was pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Hermione is Belle, so.
Yeah.
Emma
she hasn't really done a whole bunch since then. She did that one movie, Circle, and I can't think of any other project she's been involved with, honestly.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that she prioritized her education and her fashion.
Well, the education was a long time ago.
Brand and stuff. Yeah, but she graduated and she's concentrating in fashion now, isn't she? Just clothes.
Well, yeah, fashion, and then
she's got a label. She's got a label, hasn't she? She's got a clothing label. So
yeah, every time, which isn't often, but whenever I do get to travel internationally,
in fact, if I remember rightly,
in the middle of like some big atrium in the middle of an airport somewhere, I'm like, oh, that's where she is.
I think if I remember rightly, a lot of the dresses that she wore and a lot of the clothes that she wore in a lot of the later premieres, I think she actually designed and made those. If I remember rightly,
that's pretty cool.
Actually, I think she literally designed those. I think she designed those.
She's such a talented person. I'd love her to continue acting too. I just who knows?
Well, with all the Harry Potter stuff that's been coming out,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's got to be an interesting kind of position to be in.
JK, yeah, it's awkward, but all the stuff that's been in the news. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that super fun stuff, right?
All the super stuff. Okay, so should we get back to James Cameron? So should we start talking about stuff like what we would like him to do that he probably won't. But
I mean, there are some more viable.
There are a few.
Terminator's more viable. I love the idea for a Logan's Run.
Alita 2 is more viable as well.
Alita 2, I think, is the most viable project that he's
about.
That he could kind of lean into.
Will it have Rosa in it? Will it have Rosa Salazar in it? That would be a question.
It better. Why would it not?
Yeah, I'd hope so. I would hope so too.
I would think a lot of the cast that survives in that movie would be back.
I mean, there are some that there's a few things that he's been involved in that I wouldn't mind bringing back for a movie, maybe. Yeah, it's baby too. Because he was one of the two creators for Dark Angel in 2000, and that was a really, really good sci-fi show.
Yeah.
And the way they ended it sucks. So I wouldn't mind having a movie that explains what happened there. That would be nice.
I had the idea of maybe like a 9/11 movie, since Titanic's a disaster, like based on true story. But I don't know if 9/11's been long enough yet, because Titanic, that's been a while. But
yes, Monk.
Yeah, that's the Jessica Alba show, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I never watched it. I remember seeing like promos for it and stuff back in the day. When was it on? What years? Like, is it early 2000?
2000.
Oh yeah, early.
I think
it was kind of around the same time, like Alias, right?
2000,
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was around the same time as Alias, right? I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It had like 2 seasons, but the ending was completely sucked because it just left nothing.
Way too open-ended kind of deal.
Well, it's like something happens at the end, and it's just you really need to see what happens afterwards. Let's put it that way. I'd love to see what happened after. I mean, it doesn't matter that they're older, because I mean, it's just
right.
It's such a good show. It's kind of like if they decided to bring back Space Above and Beyond, that sort of thing. So it would be a great thing to come back and have and see what happens.
Yep.
The Space Above and Beyond, that gave us suspense. That left us in suspense.
I am putting together some of my channel of anyway. I'm working on it, David. I'm working on it.
Oh, we joked about this before too.
Yeah.
Before we hopped on, we were like, "What if we just do some more Piranha?"
Oh, don't talk about Piranha. That was Piranha 2. Oh, Part 2. The swarming was terrible. Oh, it's got to be one of his worst films. Where's
He was
Piranha?
early on. That was literally
The
his
original
first film,
two Piranha movies. The original 2 Piranha movies. Well, the second one was a remake of a previous one. So there were 2 Piranha movies. One was the remake, and they were both exactly the same story, exactly the same script, just different actors, different budget, and they were both really good movies. If you like,
maybe just do the swarm,
fish eating everyone. But the swarm, but the sequel, it sucks.
Well,
it really does
it's
suck.
Funny you mentioned James Cameron and some water, because he's been having a lot of fun in the way of water. Avatar: Fire and Ash, of course. He's been back in some water, doing some cool things there.
He's been building submarines and stuff.
Right.
So.
He's built some submarines.
Did he go down to
the trench?
Did he do a documentary movie about the Titanic and going down? Okay,
yeah, he did.
He went down there, and then he also went to the Mariana Trench, I believe.
Yeah, I think that ship, the ship where she throws the heart of the ocean overboard. I think that is literally the ship that he dove from. So I think he owns that research ship.
I believe so. I think he bought it. I'm pretty sure.
And I think, if I remember rightly, a lot of the footage of the drone footage of them like going around the wreck, that's literally from his expedition. if I remember correctly. So, yeah.
See,
But if you want to go into that, if you want to go
Yeah,
to
it was
ocean,
real
ocean,
footage. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
But he's-
Which all that's so cool.
Mhm.
Monk does bring up kind of where I was alluding to.
Ooh, the abyss.
I was just about to mention that because you mentioned ocean water.
That's exactly where I was heading towards.
I gotta watch
love
that
The
movie again.
Abyss.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's one of the first movies I have like a film memory
Mhm.
of. My dad showed it to me when I was really young, and I was like, "This is what movies can be." Yes,
Yeah.
please. I like these movies. I like
Yep.
stuff like that.
Mhm.
I mean, the special edition. It's like I say with most good films. Like it was the same with the Alien films, and
Right.
it's the same with Abyss. If you watch the special edition or the director's cut, it's so much better. It
It's
doesn't
so,
add too much, but it is pretty good. It is really.
I'll have
much
to watch that. It's been like a very long time.
better. I used to
It's
have
so
both
good.
versions of it. I used to have both
Yeah.
versions of it on DVD. The original was blue, and the special edition or director's cut was green.
ooh.
It's like literally the
Like the
same
Matrix.
cover, just a different color,
Mhm.
which is good.
Kind
And
of
I-
literally
I'll
like
always-
the Matrix,
Ed
where the
Harris.
Matrix didn't have any of that color in there, and then all the
Would we
marketing
want
was
Ed
in
Harris to
green.
come back? I don't know.
Oh, The Abyss was banned in the UK for a bit. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, it was. It was.
For
I
why?
can't remember why. I can't remember why.
Right. I know it was cutting edge at the time. The thing that went, with the water that makes the face and stuff. That was like very cutting edge for the time.
I'm googling real quick. It says, "Oh,
It was because it was the scene. It was because of the scene showing
The
a
rat
real
scene.
rat being submerged in the fluid.
yeah."
That was a
animal
real
cruelty
rat.
concerns.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It was just
which
kind
makes
of breathed
kind
underwater.
of makes sense. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I think that's a real experiment that they have. I mean, there is that oxygenated fluid. It's just they don't use it.
Yeah.
And I think
It-
that
it-
was
Right.
just depicting the reality of it.
Right.
Because I think it actually worked. I think that was the actual fluid that that they were working on, and it worked.
Right.
If I remember, I'm not.
I gotta go in about 5 minutes here, but just you go.
rattle it off. What would you like? I was going to allude to, not The Abyss necessarily, like a sequel to that, but like I would love James Cameron to do an original film. Not necessarily in the vein of The Abyss or anything like that, but give us something that is that good.
Mhm.
But something that doesn't need a sequel. Give us a one and done. Where's
Yeah.
your brain at with all that?
Oh God, I have no idea. Just something totally original for him to come up with. That's asking. Because he's dealt with AI. He's dealt with deep sea, whatever. Oh, James Cameron doing Stargate? I don't think so. It'd be interesting, maybe.
It would be
but
interesting,
I don't
actually,
see that. I don't
but-
think he would go for that.
Well,
Titanic.
it would certainly
What
get
would
them to give him
prequel be?
a large budget.
Hacking suitcases. The prequel.
But like, it doesn't have to be a specificity like that per
Mhm.
se.
Mhm.
If you were to
Hmm.
get James Cameron's ear for 10 minutes and say, "Hey,
Mhm.
I want you to do this," what would you suggest?
God. First thing that comes to my head is like some sort of dystopian sci-fi thing or something like really hard sci-fi, which he has done before, obviously, but
Uh-huh.
maybe something really, I don't know, something like a real brainy, hardcore sci-fi would be kind of cool.
Closer to Aliens or The Abyss or
Probably close to, Aliens in the Abyss along that kind of lines. Yeah. A Western. That could be interesting too. I don't think he's ever done anything in that kind of genre before. It'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see.
yeah,
Yep.
he really has.
Yeah.
He is
Oh, that's a good idea, Monk. Yeah.
outside of the Piranha movie. I think he's literally only done sci-fi.
What inspires
No,
you?
True
Like,
Lies.
anybody like, let's make a movie about piranhas. Why?
Well, there's movies about alligators. There's movies about.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
Well, I mean, for someone of his like caliber wanting to do that is what's interesting to me.
that was his first
It's
movie.
different if you're like a a nobody and you're trying to, do something to build a career or whatever.
That was his first movie.
And there are people that like those kind of movies. Oh, is
Uh-huh.
this person? Okay. Well, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Bridge the gap between Western and hard sci-fi there.
Yeah.
If I had James Cameron's ear for a minute, I'd give it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there something that, like, I mean, honestly, a Fallout movie by James Cameron would be insanely cool. But so a horror movie, like,
yeah, have him do something very like dark and suspenseful. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
okay. If he wrote Rambo 2, they are making another a set of Rambo movies.
Yeah.
Did he just do the screenplay adaptation?
Yeah, because he has done a lot of specifically just screenplay things, and if that's the case, let's say he wants to jump back into multiple franchises. Before you head out of here, this will be my final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
James Cameron says, "You know what? I've done it all. I want my cake, and I want to eat it too. So I'm going to jump back into Terminator. I'm going to jump back into Alita. And I'm going to go... Peter, that threw me off immediately. He wants to go back into Alita, and he wants to go back into Terminator. And he's going to continue with Avatar. He's not going to direct any of those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you get to direct? If you're James Cameron, and you've written the screenplays for all these things already, or at least helped in development of these screenplays,
mm-hmm.
Who would you like for the Avatar final 2 films? Who would you like for Alita Battle Angel 2? And who would you like to helm maybe a new iteration of Terminator?
Oh, I don't know enough names to know that. If I was him, I would look for somebody who was maybe a fan of my work, just to find someone that is going to get his vision, get his way of thinking. I don't know who that would be, but I think I'd start there. Or I'd start with other, just looking at other people's work and just if it's something you connect with. Yeah.
Well, then maybe I'll switch the question up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
If you had to pick between new Alita or new Terminator, what would you rather do?
New Alita, I think, because there's more story to tell there. As we mentioned earlier, Terminator's kind of played itself out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind eventually getting maybe one more Terminator just to kind of put a bow on it, but
yeah.
I think Alita would be the better way to go.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the same.
Yeah. It looks like everybody in here. David, I don't know why he hates Osby and Fergus this much, but they're solid. They're great. They're not the best of the best by any means.
The Expanse is really good.
Yeah, and they had
mm-hmm.
one of the original writers from the books greatly involved, more involved than he expected to be. So,
well, that's what he says. He says they can't do anything by themselves, and I'm like, the whole film, everything in film is so collaborative. It's like,
yeah, if you can have the original writer working on it with you, then, go for it. I mean, the original, especially if you give the original creator, the original writer,
mm-hmm.
a little bit of power over everything else, then you're going to get what was intended, not what was envisioned. Or just envisioned.
I love the Russo bros, but we got to see if they can make a good movie outside of the Marvel stuff first.
Mm-hmm.
Let them make the Community movie, and we'll see. If they can go back to small scale comedy and have like a great movie,
right?
I'll have faith back. But I grew up loving the Russo brothers, and I've kind of lost some faith in them in a lot of ways. If it's not Marvel, when it comes to Marvel, I'm like, go for it, Russos.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before you have to jump out of here, and before we just start rambling on ourselves?
No, I think that's it. And I'm so irritated with myself. I don't have that done, but I'm working. I'm trying. It's hard over the summer. It's very busy. Eventually I'll get time. Gosh. Anyway, I promise.
Well,
I will eventually.
I don't know if I told you or not, but it cracked me up. I laughed to myself for like a solid half minute. At San Diego Comic-Con, Ginny had extra shirts from the last time people were trying to save Stargate. And
Right.
It's been such an uphill battle for literally 15 years at this point for everybody actively involved trying to bring Stargate back.
Right.
From behind the scenes, from community level like we're at, and so on and so forth. So it has like a good little Stargate symbol on it. I think I've worn it on a stream or two, but on the back, in all caps and like 3 exclamation points, "We're working on it!" like all across the top. And like it reminds me every time. It cracks me up. But it's great. But yeah, y'all know what to do. Go subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I can never get
Watch my
this right.
okay content. Hey, I'm a noob. I'm learning,
Exactly. It takes a minute.
It's just me, myself, and I. I don't have professional editors or anything. So,
which makes it
that
much more impressive. And every video will get better and better as they do.
Yeah. Yep. I just got to get moving on it, and I will. I want to. So.
I say that for us over here too.
Especially when Kraken season starts. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully there'll be something. Anyway, Kraken are a bit of a snooze fest, unfortunately. But we'll see. They got some new players. We'll see what they do this year. Maybe they'll take another step forward. And physical media, of course, you got to get
physical media.
Oh yeah, me Ida.
Yeah.
Anyway,
me
all
Ida.
right. I will be back tomorrow with Harris on our Patreon to do our Galactica sessions where we're halfway through Caprica and it's not bad, but I will be glad when we get to Battlestar Galactica proper, but we'll be there soon. Anyway. All right. I got to go, you guys. I will see y'all tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Take care.
Bye.
Adios. Peter, out while we're talking Caprica for half a second. It's gotten so much better than how it started. It's not the best show ever. Episodes 7 and 8 were awesome episodes. The 9 and 10 kind of kept the awesome going a little bit, and we're also like, yeah, you're kind of reverting back to a little bit of the stuff beforehand. It's not a great show. I understand why the nickname is there. Caprica is not the wrong terminology for it, but I'm starting to enjoy it. The second half of the season seems like it'll definitely be better than the first half because they had that new showrunner, I guess, for the second half. If you have one season with 2 showrunners, it shows you that it was never a very great series to begin with. But hey, we're completionists, so we got to get through it so we can get to the mini-series, and I'm pumped to get there. It felt a little half-hearted. That's a good way to put that. Yep. But let's go back to a little Jimmy C, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If, because I know you might know names a little bit better and can rattle them off like my crazy self can. If you're James Cameron and you want somebody to take over Aaliyah for you, you want someone to let's go with what Sarah said. Let's do one more Terminator movie to tie a bow on everything. If you had to pick somebody to do that for you, who would it be? If you had to pick somebody to, of course, do Alita Battle Angel 2, would it be Robert Rodriguez or who? And and who would be the director? That's the other thought. I was like, what was the other question? Who would be the director for Avatars 4 and 5 if you're not going to be doing that, Mr. James Cameron?
I wouldn't know. There are so many that have the potential, but then there are so many that would screw it up. It's hard for me to say names. I go by whether a film is good or not. I don't care who made it. If it's crap, it's crap. We could have a really great director or producer and that. It's still turns out to be a crap film. So it's hard for me to give names myself.
Well,
But
Monk
I mean,
kind of
Mark
helped us
Fergus,
out a little bit here.
Mark Fergus, Hawkeye Speed maybe would do pretty good if given
Which one?
something like that. Either.
Which of the three?
3.
Because there's
don't know.
Avatar, there's Alita, and there's Terminator.
Any one of them, or all of them, depends. Graham Yost.
Ooh, he's the showrunner for Silo.
Maybe.
He's
But I have a
great-
feeling that Cameron will probably try and go with someone that he's worked with before multiple times, maybe. Someone who has some experience and knows his method in a way.
Yeah.
Other than
Yeah.
because I don't see him bringing in someone he doesn't know for one. So, I mean, especially if he has the say, if he's going to have the final say of who it is, then it's going to be someone he's worked close with, maybe even on Avatar, on those movies or that franchise, depending on which one you go for. So, giving names, it's difficult.
I don't. As much as I love Brad Wright, Travelers, I still need to watch Travelers. I want to see Brad Wright's work outside of. I'm glad you put ducks in there because immediately I was like, ooh, Tony, ooh, I like the way you think, Tony. Yeah, I got you. The Gilroys, not the Gilmores, but yeah. Because Monk put a couple good names down here too. And honestly, David, I love the idea of Graham Yost, but I think. Hey, you're just poking the bear now. That's all you're doing. And it's SHAWN. See, now I'm defending Sean Levy because put me back on his good side. Oops, oopsie daisy. Hopefully, you didn't see any of my rants from the last couple of weeks. But I love Sean Levy's work for children. His work for adults, less so. Anyway, if we're gonna put ourselves in, if we're gonna put ourselves in the shoes of old James Cameron here. And we are Jimmy C for a day, and we're having to make these decisions. I think Avatar 4 and 5. Who was just said? I think Tony Gilroy would actually do damn well with it. I'd love for Neil Blomkamp to kind of do that, but I think he needs to go on to direct District 10 first, and they are talking about it. And I think District 10 is now officially in production. We can actually check the old IMDb now for that real fast. I as much as I love the work of Neil Blomkamp, I don't know if he's the right, like, I feel like you need something specific that he loves. And I don't know if that would work for that necessarily. I don't know. I like the idea of it, but that would also give me a certain level of trepidation. The Sith Lord. Hey! I like Quest's suggestion here.
Yeah, but I agree with David. Yeah. I've never heard of him before, so. Yeah.
Hey, maybe we need a first-time director to take over the last film of a franchise, right? That hasn't gone bad with Simon Kinberg ever. I don't know. Hey, Simon Kinberg's directed other things. I've directed other things too, just more plays and things like that. Jonathan Glassner is actually an awesome. Ooh, Monk! All right, okay. The Terminator movie, if we're gonna be saying, hey, we're Jimmy C and we're picking people to make things, the person that I think is best suited to make a final Terminator film would either be Gareth Edwards or David Fincher. I do like that David Fincher idea, and David Fincher has, especially now that his big film this year is essentially the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood sequel, The Adventures of Cliff Booth. I think he's more open to working within other people's worlds as well, and Fincher's David frickin' Fincher. So, yes, please. Those would be the two kind of people I would put for the Terminator finale. And if they were to make a Terminator TV show afterwards and like really have it kind of finish up there, Graham Yost.
I was just refreshing myself with Gareth Edwards' previous work, and he's done some good stuff. He's better than I thought. He's done Rogue One, obviously. He did Rebirth, Jurassic World. He did The Creator, Godzilla, Monsters. So yeah, there's some pretty good ones there. So maybe. He hasn't got a long career, so I would say he's more likely than anyone else.
Yeah, I love the idea. Fincher's the other person that comes to mind. And like Monk points out, he's worked with Cameron's Materials before. He did Alien 3. Like, it wouldn't be out of the wheelhouse for him, and he could definitely be
Alien 3, really?
But that was like his first film. That was his Piranha 2, you know? And if that's the case, do Graham Yost. Who else did you say a minute ago? Didn't you say something really good? Oh, that was Tony with Tony Gilroy. For Avatar 4 and 5, I think Tony Gilroy would actually be really cool. It might be a little too clinical. And that's why I wouldn't immediately say David Fincher for Avatars 4 and 5, because that would be... I feel both of those directors would be a little bit clinical with it. I think Tony Gilroy, especially after Andor, can kind of... Those are still so like clinically made, but they're beautiful, and they have just enough sci-fi Star Wars weirdness in them. Of course, he doesn't lean into that necessarily. And I would want somebody that's more willing to lean into some of that sci-fi weirdness, which would make me almost want to say like Blomkamp, because Blomkamp would be really cool for 4 and 5. Soderbergh would be interesting. I don't know how weird, wild, and zany he's willing to go in the sci-fi sense of things necessarily, but that'd be interesting. Let me scroll up a little bit because there were a couple of really good ideas. Graham Yost. Yeah, for Avatar, though, I think that's a hard one. Darren Aronofsky, if you want weirdness, that's true. Yeah, he would do that. M. Night Shyamalan is great. I don't know. Avatar 4 and 5, I think, are a little bit harder. I kind of like the Blomkamp idea. Robert Eggers, I don't think is the right person to make that. Can Robert Eggers make anything good? Probably. But if Tony Gilroy is clinical and if David Fincher is clinical, Robert Eggers is 10 times as much. Would that be interesting if he kind of
could you imagine if Stephen King wrote Terminator?
Honestly, I wouldn't be that surprised. The Green Mile, Long Walk. He does a bunch of things that aren't necessarily true.
Yeah, but it would certainly be different to the franchise we have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It would be a bit more spooky.
Yeah. Honestly, can I put Gareth Edwards on both? Do David Fincher Terminator, Gareth Edwards Avatar 4-5. Maybe Neil Blomkamp do 4 and Gareth Edwards do 5. I kind of like that. But if that's the case, who would do Alita Battle Angel 2? Which realistically, just put Gareth Edwards on 4 and 5 and let Neil Blomkamp do Alita Battle
Mark
Angel
Ferguson,
2.
Hawk Ostby.
Actually, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't mind them directing that. Like they are great.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
that would be in their alleyway or wheelhouse. Honestly, they would be pretty good for. Oh God, he's trying to get you.
Don't get me started on that because it'll go this stream will go in a different direction and it will not be good.
Oh lordy, little RTD. Oops. Yeah. Who's MJS? JMS? J. Michael Straczynski? Oh, why would a decent director do Avatar? A hiding to nothing? I don't know. Maybe because they're the most successful films of all time per capita. It's a really rich world and universe to dive into, and there's many stories to tell. Avatar gets some flack.
And I'm pretty sure many people have spent all that time in the theater not wanting to miss anything, so they piss themselves.
It's such a good series. I love Avatar. People can say what they want, but there's a reason their asses are in their seats no matter what, typically.
Yeah, there's a reason why everyone that goes to watch them wears brown trousers, just in case.
It's the Deadpool rule. Spielberg? I don't think Spielberg's going to be taking on other people's work, if that makes sense. And if Spielberg's going to do anything else, I think it's going to be another Tintin movie after Peter Jackson comes back and does his next Tintin movie. Because they were supposed to do that for a long time. Denis Villeneuve finishes Dune and moves to Avatar. That'd be amazing. I don't think that's in his wheelhouse either, necessarily. It's in his wheelhouse.
Do we know how much
he would want to do?
Do we know how much further the Dune franchise is going?
This one. They're done after this one.
Just the 3 parts and the previous spin-off.
Denis has said he's not interested in making another Dune movie after this movie, but would produce if somebody else takes the reins and would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and I'm sure they're all friends to a degree, but Spielberg and Lucas have been friends since their 20s. You know, there's a reason they've been working together since their 20s at the same time.
Well, they were on holiday when Star Wars was released, so they were on holiday together.
I don't know if Nolan would come and do somebody else's film either at this point. Please, it would be so fun. Then they do get weird fast and very fast. This movie should be succinctly weird as well if done correctly, but we'll see when we get there. We're not too far off now. For Alita, though, I do think Robert Rodriguez would be a decent choice to come back, but I really haven't been convinced from his most recent work that I'd want him to. He's so focused on all the kid stuff now that I think he's kind of the words hurt just coming out of my mouth, but he's kind of lost touch in the adult world. He should stick with his fun, schlocky kind of kids movies, I think. Book of Boba Fett wasn't great. Alita Battle Angel was so much fun and really good. But you could tell James Cameron had to come help him with some stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a Robert Rodriguez movie. It felt like Robert Rodriguez with James Cameron puppeteering from the background. Which is arguably what it should have been because it was such a James Cameron-centric project.
Yep.
But it didn't have a Robert Rodriguez touch to it, and I don't know if it's necessary to have that in a sequel. But at the end of the day, I would very much just like James Cameron to go make another, not Abyss necessarily, but another film, and not necessarily in the vein of The Abyss, like sci-fi wise per se, because I'd prefer it to be a sci-fi film. Obviously, he's the sci-fi man himself, but I just wanted to do something original. I wanted to do something that none of us have even remotely thought of, and just
he's more likely to be like the first director to make a documentary visiting the moon or something like that.
Because Steven Soderbergh's going to do space. So get us moon. Get us moon.
Give us the moon and then Mars.
Let's get there. Well, he's a little old maybe for that one, but hey, if he can get there, he's going to stay there and make us some moon movies, please.
Well, I mean, William Shatner wasn't old to go into on the Blue Origin, so
yeah. This movie does have parts of Children too. Children of Two. I read Leto 2 and Children of Dune at the same time. The God Emperor is begging to be made. It would be so cool. Yeah, there's so many different avenues he could take though. I guess my final question for the James Cameron kind of thought process here: would you rather see him take on, and let's put this in the original wheelhouse. Let's say he is going to make a new film none of us had really thought of. Yes, by the way, is Tom Cruise still going to space for a movie? That's the Steven Soderbergh one I was talking about. Yep. Still planned. I don't know.
Was that Top Gun 3?
Don't give him ideas. I mean, maybe. Immortal Emperor of Sandworms, no thank you. Yes, thank you. I was like, that'd be fun. I'm in. But I do want to see what's going on first anyway. So, okay, last thought for the James Cameron. Let's just say he is doing an original film for his not final film per se, but his next film is going to be an original film. What genre do you want it to be? Does it need to be sci-fi? Or would you rather him jump into something new, like a Western, or jump back into like an action drama like True Lies per se? You want him to go a little thriller horror back in his days with aliens and piranhas, or maybe even?
Well, I think I'd say, has he really done horror? I mean, he did that.
Piranha and Aliens are both horror.
Well,
not like the most horrific.
Aliens isn't really the horror; it's the action movie.
Yeah, it's an action horror.
Which I always liked the idea that you send some soldiers against an army of aliens. What happens? That happens. Even though one alien on one ship can be scary as hell. Yeah, but I don't know. I'd say he's more likely to go for his next project, probably a documentary. But
is that what you would want him to do?
No, it's not what I want him to do. It's what I think he's more likely to do. Because he does have a couple of documentaries coming up as well, I think. I haven't looked for it, to be honest. But if anything, he'll probably do something that's not sci-fi. So something along True Lies, maybe. Because I mean, when was the last time he did something like that? That wasn't science fiction.
Was it True Lies?
Let's see.
I had completely forgotten about this. I probably should have Googled it before we started talking about everything here. Because I'm with Monk here. If it wasn't going to be sci-fi, because obviously we want everything sci-fi around here as much as we can. We love some sci-fi. But a Cameron Western would be amazing. Would be really, really, really cool to see.
He's got a couple of at least 2 documentaries coming up. He's got the Secrets of the Bears and Secrets of the Deep coming up.
So he does have 2 documentaries, but he does have
pre-production at the moment. But he's
another project.
He does them himself.
James Cameron's next major non-Avatar directorial feature is Last Train from Hiroshima, adapting Charles Pellegrino's books The Last Train from Hiroshima and Ghost of Hiroshima. The historical film follows the true story of a Japanese man who survived the atomic blast in Hiroshima, boarded a train, and survived the second bombing in Nagasaki. I had heard of this. I had completely forgot he was doing it. So this answers all of our questions. Really, what would he be doing after this movie? So this is not a sci-fi. This is definitely just your not run-of-the-mill per se, but it's much more just your drama, maybe with light tones of action in there, but a historic drama. I think that's a really solid thing to do because that's a jolly film. I actually really like this. This kind of mimics Ridley Scott doing The Last Duel and Napoleon and some stuff like that. And I love a good historical epic. And I don't know if this is going to be an epic per se. It's going to have epic moments.
Because it would make sense for him to do something like that as well. Because I mean, he's done sci-fi for so long.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think the rest of his sci-fi projects, like Alita 2, if they ever do another Terminator movie, and of course Avatar 4 and 5, would be better off with him getting out of the sci-fi brain for a moment and going to explore something else. Because these sound interesting. He optioned the rights to Joe Abercrombie's dark fantasy novel, The Devils, to co-write and develop, and has occasionally teased involvement in a classified Terminator-related concept in an Avatar animated anthology series idea. Okay, so he still has a bunch of things on the docket that he'd like to do, which would be pretty cool. But it seems like the historical drama is his first one up next. Cameron going for his Oscar? Sounds about like it. And honestly, I hope the film's so damn good that there's no way he doesn't get an Oscar. Is that possible? Yes. Is it probable? Well, we will have to see. We'll have to see. I couldn't bring myself to watch Grave of Fireflies. Too sad. Yeah. I was just talking with my friend a few minutes before stream. She'd never seen, or she can't finish watching the movie Up. And I was like, oh, it's such a good movie. But also, it is so sad. And it starts off so sad, too. You're like, oh, my God. But it's an excellent made film. And I like films that make you feel things. I actually, one of the conversations I had with Scott Gimple yesterday was, I was like, I hate when people say, oh, I go to the movies for escapism. I go for this for escapism, or I utilize it for escapism. It's like, no, you don't. You're utilizing it to feel something. That's not escaping from your problems or escaping.
Well, that's the whole thing. The whole thing about entertainment. The whole thing about entertainment is escapism.
No, I would say the exact opposite.
Real world problem.
Like,
it's mostly most people go because they want to go somewhere and not have real world problems on their mind for a couple of hours a day.
But, I mean, that's what they tell themselves. Realistically, you're going somewhere to feel something that you can bring back into your own life. Like, everything's a metaphor for something. And
exactly. Escapism. You're escaping the emotionless real life to go and get some emotion. So, yeah. It's escapism. So it is. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word for it. It's not escaping if you're utilizing the information that you get.
Well, the genre, it's the genres of that make it. Well, is it escapism or is it emotion? Right? If it's emotion, then you're going to go. If you really want to get an emotional connection to something on screen, it's most likely going to be something real world-ish. You know, something like a historical. Drama, some kind of drama, because they're the ones that will get you more emotional because you can relate to them more. Whereas when it comes to stuff like sci-fi, horror, that is different. That is escapism because you're going somewhere to escape reality.
Nope. Yeah. And every single film that's ever come out would say otherwise. It's literally, and I don't mean to like put my glasses on and get a little artsy fartsy, but but I do at the same time is that's what like the layman's people think. You're like your average Joe is like, I go to the movies to escape. You're never going to the movies to escape. You're going there to inform your own life with interesting tidbits from a film. That's why some people.
Then why would you go and say? Then why would you go and watch science fiction then? Because it's got nothing to do with real life.
Yeah, it does. I mean, literally, Star Trek has invented part of our lives. Star Wars, whether it's science fiction, space fantasy, or space opera, whatever it might be, is literally about the Vietnamese War. Is the Vietnam War. I mean, it's not 1-to-1 by any degrees, but that's exactly the point that Lucas was getting across and showing us how bad war can be if you're on the side of the states in the Vietnam War, and vice versa. It shows how hard a rebellion can be, and you having to literally fight the good fight per se against such a larger group. 2001: A Space Odyssey, you don't watch for escapism, you watch to feel something and to learn something, and you're not trying to jump into those worlds. But even fun worlds like Avatar, where it's not as much of a heavy barrier of entry or anything like that, Avatar is about family. It's about found family, finding family, and going on adventures and exploring new places. There's so much more. and you know, there are some kind of popcorn films. There are films that are purely meant for escapism. But those movies, and I prefer films that use stories as allegories to communicate real ideas as well. And that's what films are. And there's a distinct distinction between films and movies sometimes, and there's not at the same time. But Borderlands is a movie you go watch for escapism. They're not trying to say anything in Borderlands. That's when people aren't trying to say something. But District 9, just to bring Blomkamp back up, anything David Fincher's ever directed, sci-fi or not, Aliens 3 even, all of them have something to say. Every film has something to say. There are certain movies that are schlocky and just kind of out there for the sake of it, but we're not all talking about Barbarella. Barbarella might not have a bunch to say, and that's kind of an older example of maybe some escapism. But Borderlands is kind of an easy one where that's the most recent escapism. Even bad movies tend to have things to say. We were joking about the Moana live action remake. It, at least in its core, in its heart, essentially because it's the same damn movie from 10 years ago, has a lot to say about finding yourself as a young person and finding a purpose that's larger than you, larger than even the small community you might be within, and going out and exploring the world, meeting new people, forming communities, bringing those communities back and revitalizing places with things that weren't there before. There's and this is where I was like, let me make sure I got my artsy fartsy little glasses on first, because that is the essence of filmmaking and why people even get into it. It's not just like, I want to make movies and make some money.
Oh, please, for a lot of people it is.
And there are movies like Borderlands specifically that are made for that. But thankfully, they're a lot further and fewer between than you'd think. And those glasses stay on. They don't leave. They don't leave. It's necessary. It's necessary for films to say things. And yeah, sometimes it's tedious. And realistically, the last 10, 15 years has become particularly tedious with a lot of things. And way too heavy-handed and overhanded and overt in its messaging, where it's not keep it simple, stupid. It's not subtle. It's not using the metaphors. It's just trying to, for the Netflix aspect of things, literally, they tell their people to, it's tedious if done in the wrong way. Yeah, that's the best way to say that. Thank you, sir. It's complicated, as most things tend to be. But I'd say 80 to 90% of films ever made have something to say. Now, is there the 10 to 20% that is literally blockbuster schlock? Yeah. Borderlands exists. I could probably name a few more off the top of my head in recent memory if I had to. But I'm struggling to just think of anything that bad and that just like, we don't care. Maybe Expendables 4. I don't think that had anything to say. That was very much just like, oh, let's toss another one of these at the wall. I wish it tried to almost say something, but I don't. It did try to kind of give a good story for Christmas, Lee Christmas in there. But yeah, I don't know. Hey, and it is a dumb, fun movie in a lot of ways. Is it a little too dumb and maybe not as fun as we wanted it to be? Sometimes, yeah. But yeah. If you analyze any piece of art deeply enough, you can find some personal meaning in it. That's what it's all about. But yeah, sometimes we just want to watch the shiny screen. Yep. Ooh, Idiocracy, I think, always had something to say, and it's gotten louder over the years. Yeah, and it isn't overbearing. But yeah, no, that's my podium for freaking escapism versus not escapism in film and TV. That one always riles me up. What you know, sir? But it's always a good conversation to be had, and I don't think it ever loses its pertinence. Doctor, have I watched enough movies to be a movie doctor? I'd love to say that, but I don't know. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. This as well. Well, I'm thinking about some stuff real quick. I don't know where to put it. It looks so good, especially with the light. I love the SciTrek logo, and the light looks really good. It's just awkward enough where, here, tell me, because you're here, tell me how I'm supposed to do it. Like boom, bang, bang. Yep. Is the light supposed to be facing this, or is it supposed to be sitting up? Because the back's not big enough for the light to sit well, you know. So I'm struggling trying to find the right place because I wanted to put it next to this EPM up here, but that didn't work out. I need to find a spot because I love it. I love the SciTrek box, but I do, of course, have all of the cool, wonderful safe Stargates all around. It's supposed to be sitting up. Okay, I knew that. Is that the light as well? Is the light supposed to be sitting up or like leaning in to illuminate everything? I was kind of struggling there, and I don't know if I have enough USB outlets to be plugging things in for it to be right here. But I can definitely put it around the space. But give me 1 second, and I'm going to be showing the lightsaber off. I did this, I think, the other day on a smaller stream. I don't remember which one we did it on. But it looks so good. This was my show and tell. Melvin did his show and tell earlier. Sarah didn't have show and tell to tell us. She had show and tell last week, and we were joking about having show and tell for Sunday. That's right.
But I do have something else to show and tell.
Ooh. Leaning in. Oh, the light's supposed to be leaning in. I see. Because you were saying you were leaning in for the show and tell. Sometimes a movie is simply a release of some kind, especially for that filmmaker or whoever the filmmaker is. I don't know if you can 3D print one of those and actually have it work, but I would love to use one as a vase. It would be awesome.
Yep.
It's Darth Vader, isn't it? Isn't it Vader's? I love that you can actually like twist some of the knobs and stuff too. It's good. It's good little fidget
I'd
thing.
say it looks more like Anakin's, the one that Luke has in episode 3. Episode 4.
Okay. It felt like episode 3 to me.
You could argue. You could say it's Anakin. It's Luke's, but Anakin's before him.
Yeah, I don't know. I love it though. I it's right next to my Star Wars stuff. It's under an actual like glass, beautiful Star Wars painting, and right next to Plo Koon and the Legos little starfighter with his lightsaber. It's great. But sir, what did you grab? I've got a feeling.
Well, I mean, hashtag save Stargate. I got an F302. I got the F302.
It's
so cool.
I know. I'm excited to see the Battlestar, the Galactica ship over there. I might be a little more excited for the X302 over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool.
I like the level of detail that Eagle Moss has, but I mean, it's a shame what happened with Eagle Moss. But I'm glad we can still get the models. I wish it could be 3D printed.
I was about to say it's from an actual company, right? That
Yep. Yeah.
It's
originally an Eagle Moss model, but Eagle Moss kind of had financial difficulties, so yeah, it's from. I actually ordered it on Master Replicas.
Master Replicas is always good. Okay.
Yeah. Not necessarily cheap, but you know.
Ooh, cool. There's got to be 3D print files for just about everything at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm glad about it. I'm very glad about it. Now there's even 3D print files for SciTrek logo somehow, sir. Thank you. Hey yo. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to actually have this up. I just need to find the right spot for it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's it for show and tell. I think that's it for Jimmy C, and I think that's it for what we've seen this week. Ooh, a Viper from DSG. I was like, there's only so many ways that I think that would work.
Which version of the Viper? The Mark 1 from the classic or the Mark 2 from the remake?
What do we do?
Or even the Mark 6.
I started doing my eyebrows and I messed it up and I can't get it back again. I was trying to do the worm with the eyebrows. Yeah, but besides all that, I think that's about it for us today. We are running up on this 2-hour mark right here. So in the meantime, Melvin, where can folks find you?
You can find me over on Chris.rc or QuestG30 on YouTube. I'm actually talking about a fresh reset since the update of Space Engineers with the team that we have, but haven't heard anything back. So I might be doing a full reset for the server and then hopefully get some video streaming on there. That'd be good.
Hell yeah. It's going to be fun. David says Mark 1.
Mark 1. So the classic. Nice.
Well, that is it for us today for your favorite, the best time of the week. So much fun. Us hanging out on some sci-fi Sundays. Gambody has some awesome 3D models. Outside of today, of course, though, we will be back for the Galactica sessions tomorrow. Sarah and I, of course, y'all already heard, we'll be watching a little bit more of Caprica and diving into, I believe it's episodes 11 and 12 this week because we had 9 and 10 last week. So we're in the final few. We've probably got 4 weeks of Caprica left after this. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17, 18, 19. So yeah, about 4 weeks of Caprica left before we dive into that mini-series, which I'm so excited because I've never Battlestar Galactica in my life, so I would love to get to that series and actually dive in.
Battlestar Galactica.
I had to. Of course, we would love to do a Stargate Outpost this week. We just need to figure out if that's Tuesday or Thursday, which one's more viable for everybody. And we've got some Save Stargate updates. I know the space balloon has gotten postponed. I'd love to maybe get James back on for a little bit and talk about some stuff. Would be really cool. And then we'll get Matt on for that, of course, as well. And we'll try to have a nice full house and hang out there. Wednesday, of course, SciTrek Maneuvers.
Quick question. So,
sure.
Has anyone come back about that possible thing for September? The 5 best sci-fi.
Oh yeah, no, we need. Yeah, I think that's something that we'll just go ahead and say that we're doing. We just need to get everybody thinking about that,
Need as many of us as many of the team as possible to come with it.
Yeah, that'd be a really fun full team kind of thing.
Give people ideas of what kind of sci-fi movies we all like and what ones we don't like.
You know what might be a fun way to do that is we can make that a charity stream. And really get more than just our team too, and go full out on that. Yeah, maybe that'd be really fun.
I mean, there is a reason why we limited it to 5 each, and then we'll do a full top 5 for the app for SciTrek itself.
That would be fun. Maybe do that on like a Saturday or something, and then Sunday talk about the SciTrek top 5 and wind down from that kind of day before kind of deal.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Monk says he likes it. Does that mean you're in? Yeah, do a little bracket. That'd be cool. Ooh, does that mean we should do? Ooh, okay, so that might add some stipulations to it if we're doing a bracket. We should do, because if we want 5 final ones, we need 5 different topics. So we need sci-fi horror, sci-fi action.
Well, that's why I didn't suggest doing it that way, because I mean it'd be top 5 of our own individual favorites.
Yeah, we might not do the brackets just yet, because that might be actually kind of hard to do if we're getting people to come in throughout the day on a long stream like that. I would have to put Interstellar on there just to annoy Jay. I would be right there with you, honestly. Yeah, we might not do brackets. Brackets might be something down the road, which would be a lot of fun to do. But I think we need to have those brackets pre-prepared, if that's the case, rather than people just talking about the things they like the most. We can utilize that stream to make the brackets, and that'll be a cool thing to do there. David asked a question real fast. Question, chat. How many flags have appeared on the arms of Stargate members in the whole franchise? 12. I'm going to guess 12. That's just a number of just completely arbitrary. I'm Googling. Oh, good Lord. 26 different nations and territories have. Hey, I'll go real fast. It's been Australia, Belarus, Belgium, Canada, China, Czech Republic, Egypt, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Jamaica, Japan, Mexico, Netherlands, New Zealand, Paraguay, Philippines, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Russia, Serbia, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Turkey, UK, along with a distinct Scottish satire for Dr. Carson Beckett, the US, and Zimbabwe. 26 is not what I guessed. We've got a full alphabet of suits for people. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's actually really cool. All that being said, though, of course, I think the last thing I was saying was SciTrek in Wakanda. SciTrek Maneuver, our Star Trek podcast, of course, will be back this coming Wednesday while Strange New World is airing weekly. I think we have one more week of Melvin coming and hanging out with us for sure. And you're always welcome to come back after the fact when Greg's back in town. But we'll be back to usual regular schedule stuff after that, of course, as well. But yeah, Tuesday or Thursday, keep your eyes out for morning time, Pacific Standard Time, for Stargate Outpost, SciTrek Maneuver should be Wednesday. Thursday evening, we'll be back with our regularly scheduled evening Silo watch party at 6 p.m. But we are going to do a Creatures and Cryptids this week. And this week won't be Marvel. The week after is going to be Marvel and the most sci-fi-centric creatures and superheroes within so. This week, my petition is going to be for the Burrows. See if we can talk some Burrows and Netflix and so on and so forth. Yeah, we'll figure that one out and announce it as it goes. But we are going to do a Creatures and Cryptids this week. We were really wishing we could do it this past week, but Super Trooper premiere, everything, it just got difficult, as things do. I can hear you. It'll be fun. I love some Creatures and Cryptids. And, of course, after that, the Silo watch party, and we'll discuss the episode of Silo the following morning on Friday for your regularly scheduled Radical Wasteland podcast. Besides that, let us know when in September y'all want to see that charity stream. If you have any charity suggestions, please let us know. I wanted to do a charity stream within the last month or so after the Venezuelan earthquake. It kind of got a little too far away to make it so tangible.
I got an idea for a charity. The charity to help AI breakups. The people that have had their hearts broken by an AI girlfriend or boyfriend. Because believe it or not, it actually exists. It's actually a real thing. Not
Yeah,
the charity,
it is.
but you know,
I literally, I was joking, or I wasn't joking. I saw something that made me chuckle, but also go like, "Oh shit," because the movie Her from 2013, Joaquin Phoenix falling in love with his AI chatbot voiced by Scarlett Johansson, is like 40% of the world's population at this point. Like it's like, oh, it's weird and it's terrifying and it's just oddly dystopian. And while we're still not dystopian, but inching towards cyberpunk dystopian. Ew. But yeah. So tomorrow, the Galactica sessions for Patreon members. Tuesday, I'll be back with YouTube membership streams. Wednesday, and Tuesday or Thursday, keep your eye out for Stargate Outpost. I'll do membership streams accordingly, of course. Wednesday, SciTrek Maneuver. Thursday, evening time, we got Creatures and Cryptids and the Radical Wasteland podcast for the Silo Watch Party. And Friday morning, we got a little watch party discussion from the night before, of course, for Silo. Melvin is leaving us on his Darth Vader entrance right here, and it's beautiful.
It's just a light.
But yep, that is it for us today. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us on this Sci-Fi Sundays. It has been a fun one to dive into with all of our James Cameron talk. Thank y'all so much. You know we love and appreciate you. This was a great time. Stay cosmic, SciTrekkers. And we will see you in the next video.
Later all.
Adios.